Today, we are taking a deep dive into the courage of reinvention. And this material, it's really designed for you, the listener, if you're feeling that crushing weight, that sort of quiet dread that the life you're living is locked in.
Permanent.
Yeah,
And maybe only like 80% fulfilling.
exactly. And we're here to challenge that entire premise.
That underlying assumption is the single biggest barrier, isn't it? The idea that your current reality is your destiny.
It is.
And we're not talking about small tweaks here. We're looking at sources that talk about radical shifts. Career, relationships, self-identity, all of it.
Okay, so let's unpack this core philosophical shift. It centers on a really powerful metaphor.
It's a train.
The train. The idea that you can stop, you can hit the brakes on your life at any time.
And it doesn't matter your age, 20, 40, 80.
Right. If you feel like you are just barreling down a track that someone else laid for you, you have the authority to halt the train and just step off.
And that's the key realization. Most of us, we settle for good enough.
We do.
We confuse being grateful with being satisfied. We feel like it's greedy to ask for more.
I should be happy with this job. I should be grateful for this relationship.
Exactly. The essential shift is moving from that to saying, you know what? This is not enough, and I am worthy of claiming more.
Okay, I love that distinction, but I think for a lot of people listening, that whole concept, claiming abundance, feeling worthy, it sounds very abstract. Worthy is a big word.
It is.
So for someone stuck in a job that's just draining their soul, what does feeling worthy actually look like on a Tuesday morning?
That's such a critical question because it has to be grounded in logistics, not just, emotion.
Right.
In this context, worthiness looks like setting a clear boundary. It looks like deciding I deserve to be respected and then actually enforcing that.
So it's an action, not just a feeling.
It's 100% in action. If you don't ask for the raise you've earned because you're scared of conflict, you are trading your potential for a feeling of safety. The material is so clear on this. Abundance of joy, of opportunity, it's available. But you have to believe you deserve to take it.
So we've got the mindset down, we can stop the train, and good enough is not enough.
Right.
But abstract ideas, they only get you so far. I think what's so great about this material is how fast it moves from the philosophy to like real logistics. How do we take that first concrete step?
We need physical evidence.
Yeah.
You have to move the problem from this abstract anxiety in your head to a logistical challenge you can actually solve.
Okay.
And that brings us to the first tactical tool they talk about, the paper exercise.
Oh, this one is brilliant. It's so simple.
It is.
You take a blank piece of paper, you cut it into smaller pieces.
Yeah.
And on each little piece, you write down an area of your life that demands your time and your love. So your job.
Your primary relationship, your kids, exercise.
Whatever it is.
And here's the twist. This is the part that makes it so powerful. The size of each piece of paper has to match how much time and energy you are currently putting into it. And you might find that your job piece is like taking up half the table, and your personal health piece is just this tiny little sliver.
That sounds great, but honestly, isn't that just going to make people feel worse, more guilty? If I lay out my life pie and see my job is gigantic and my family time is minuscule, how do I not just freeze?
Because you've externalized the problem. It's no longer this abstract failing inside of you. It's a resource allocation issue.
Oh, okay.
You look at the pieces and you think, my current system is mathematically unsound. It moves the crisis from, I'm a bad person, to, I need to optimize these resources. It makes it undeniable.
And from that, you need a daily map, right, to stay on track.
Yes. Which brings us to the second tool, the daily journal prompts. This keeps you accountable every single day so you don't slip back into that good enough pattern.
Right.
The 4 prompts, they act like a little diagnostic each morning. You just ask yourself, what does my blank need today?
1 is body. Like, does it need a walk, a bath, more sleep?
2 is intellect. Does it need, 1 chapter of a challenging book?
3 is emotion. Maybe it needs 20 minutes just reading to the kids, no phones.
And 4 is spirit. Maybe that's meditation, prayer, a better connection.
So if you keep writing day after day that your intellect is starving or your body is just wiped out, that big step stopping the train, it becomes less of an emotional leap.
And more of a practical necessity. It's driven by your own data.
This moves us into what is, I think, the most intimidating part, the courage to actually let go.
The fear.
The fear. And the material claims the absolute first step is simply speaking your deepest desire out loud. Why is just saying it so much more powerful than, say, writing it in a locked journal?
Because speaking it, it involves committing energy to the external world. As long as a desire is buried, locked away because you're convinced it's impossible, it has zero chance to interact with reality. A whisper of not being afraid.
Yeah.
That single utterance literally opens the door. It allows circumstances to shift to meet that new energy.
And the story they use for this is, it's just so emotional. The desire for motherhood. This person had been through a divorce, a battle with breast cancer, and the idea of having kids was just filed away under never gonna happen.
She was 51. She firmly believed she had missed the window.
And yet she's walking on a beach with a friend and she finally lets herself say the words, "I kind of always did want kids."
And boom.
Immediately. Possibilities started rushing in to fill that space she just created. That same day, she sees an article about Sandra Bullock, who was her exact age, adopting her son.
Wow.
And that one admission of desire opened the door to the solution. She starts the adoption process at 51, and it leads to her daughter, Haley, and then another child later.
That simple whisper of truth led to the two greatest joys of her life.
Incredible. So that's the courage for these huge emotional risks. But what about the slow grind, like a career search?
A different kind of bravery.
Yeah, it requires the courage not to quit. We see this in the anecdote about searching for a first job after college, driving all over the southeastern U.S. for news director roles.
And the reality was just brutal.
27 outright nose wrecks: Richmond, Roanoke, Memphis, Birmingham.
Dothan, Alabama. They told her, "You are so not ready. Your tape is terrible."
27 rejections. I mean, most people quit after 3 or 4.
Oh, easily. That level of persistence is almost... It's incomprehensible unless you truly believe that no just means not yet.
She was exhausted, demoralized, running out of gas, but she didn't quit. And the turning point was finding one single person, a news director in Greenville named Stan Sandra.
And what did he say?
He stopped the tape, looked at her, and just said, "I like what I see. You're hired."
And the takeaway for you, the listener, is just enormous. It's that success is mathematically linked to not quitting.
If you've gotten 27 no's, it just means you haven't met your Stan yet.
That's it. Quitting is the only way to guarantee the loss.
And that same idea applies right now, even if you feel stuck. If your internal dialogue is, "I am lost," the research says you have to shift your language immediately.
To "I am seeking" or "I am searching." You're never truly stuck if you're searching.
Which brings us to this other fascinating tool, intentional language.
Changing your internal setting. The example they use is the phrase, "Good things keep happening to me."
It sounds a little cheesy, right? A little simplistic.
It does, but it's intentional. It's like you're hacking your own attention network.
How so?
By telling yourself that, you're forcing your brain to actively scan your environment for evidence to support it.
So you start noticing the open parking spot, the workout slot that opened up?
The unexpected email. You literally change your daily experience just by changing your filter.
I love that. And that seeking, it doesn't have to be some huge high-risk leap. For the person who's thinking about starting a coffee shop but is terrified of risking their paycheck.
Right, and their insurance. The material offers this perfect entry point. The 30 minutes for 30 days rule.
This is so actionable. It costs you nothing but a little time. You just commit 30 minutes a day for 30 days straight to researching your big idea.
You can write a business plan outline. You can check out the competition. You can look up regulations.
And after that month, you've clocked 900 minutes of focused work.
900 minutes. You have enough real data to decide if the idea is actually viable.
Without ever risking your financial stability, you've prototyped your future without quitting your day job.
Exactly. What's so interesting, though, is that even when people get that massive success, the career, the money, the material suggests, they often find it wasn't the answer anyway.
Right, like the story of Ken Behring, the real estate mogul. He chased stuff, then more stuff, and then even more stuff.
He even bought the Seattle Seahawks.
And 6 months later, his friends were still calling him Cranky Ken.
Because acquisition just amplified his lack of fulfillment. His real breakthrough wasn't financial, it was purpose.
He went on a trip to Bosnia to distribute wheelchairs.
And he recalled helping this one man who was so overjoyed, he asked Ken for permission to memorize his face so he could thank him in heaven. And Ken said that was the first moment in his adult life he felt sheer and utter joy and purpose.
Purpose just changes the entire game.
And finding that new purpose, that new vitality, it often requires embracing being a beginner again.
Yes. The example of launching the wellness platform Joy 101 at age 61. It's totally okay to jump into a new field and have no idea how to build an app or run a tech company.
It means accepting you're back on the JV team.
You're going to make mistakes.
For sure. But pursuing something that's genuinely interesting is what makes you interesting.
Oh.
Is what keeps you vital.
So to quickly summarize the core pathway we've covered here.
First, you have to know you have the authority to stop the train.
Then you move past just being grateful to the conviction that good enough is not enough.
You open the door by speaking your desire out loud.
And you create that first roadmap using something like the paper exercise or the 30-30 rule.
But if we look at Stan Sandrin, the ultimate factor is persistence. You have to go in with the conviction that there is a high probability of success for you. You have to know deep down that it's going to work eventually.
That certainty is your shield.
It is.
Yeah.
As long as that belief holds, you won't quit. And that persistence ensures the outcome. The number one thing that stands in everyone's way is that internal voice of discouragement, that belief that it's impossible.
Eliminate that belief and you guarantee you'll survive to the next stand. The material leaves us with this final, really powerful thought to carry forward. You don't need to wait for a massive life crisis, a cancer diagnosis, a divorce, to earn the courage to ask for what you deserve.
You don't have to earn it.
No. If you think about the hardest thing you've already survived, maybe the biggest fight is already won. What then is actually left to truly fear? Ask for the raise. Ask for the promotion. Make the change today.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
We'll see you in the next one.